edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And
that's fucking right, baby.
Are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. The day after the New York Rangers massive Game 2 double overtime
Let's
victory,
fucking go, dude.
and combine that with the patented 2 New York wins on the diamond, and we have ourselves a day, Tony.
It's a power play goal.
And so it was, Brian. What a night for New York sports, dude. What a day to be alive today, experiencing it, relishing in the victory, Brian.
100%. Just such an exciting night, such an exciting game. And there's so much to talk about.
This is a game.
I feel like there's just so much momentum from this game, Tony. We're gonna do things a little different today. Let's just get right to the world of the National Hockey League.
Here he comes. McDavid shoots, top shelf, he scores! Captain with the overtime winner. That's the middle quick. It's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping, rink Washington made the full split save.
Are you kidding me?
Turn, side of the net, between the legs, and they score! Filthy! David Pastrnak, the silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
All right. So as we mentioned, the Rangers winning their 6th consecutive Stanley Cup playoff game.
Kind of crazy.
A 4-3 double overtime victory. And just what a game. And just so exciting the whole way through. Obviously decided at the final seconds, Tony, with the game winner in double overtime. Now, context-wise for you, binge buddies and stuff, when did you get to, did you finish the game here? Did you finish it at home? What was your scenario?
No, so everything was done here. 7 o'clock, we had it on. Binge buddies came on at 8, had it on the iPad here. We were even talking about it, man. Manny seemed actually pretty interested in it as well, which is kind of cool.
Oh, nice.
Dude, honestly, he was like, because he doesn't really watch hockey, he's more of a soccer guy, but there's some parallels in terms of, how to score and stuff like that. Yes, dude, the offsides. And he was definitely in awe about how fucking tough it is to play hockey. And then after the show, probably done around 9:05.
Okay.
Binge Buddy runs about an hour. So then rest of the game, right where you're sitting, actually, dude.
Wow.
With some cheesecake.
And I'm trying to think, it ended probably 11:15?
20? Yeah,
11:20?
20. Yeah.
Cheesecake. Oh, cheesecake.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes,
Devoured.
dude.
During the
Devoured, dude. There's a slice in the fridge if you want on the way out today, dude.
Fattening me up.
Yeah.
I don't know if I need any more of that. Obviously, but not everybody else. Tony had one of his patented sausage, egg, and cheeses waiting for me. And I have to say, so good, especially after a little later night, with the game last night. And it was nice, too, because it, there was a lot of scoring and stuff. So it ended up being about a 3-hour game, so back to the typical game length. And then on the train, so Mark really got screwed. So, he's taking it back to Milford. So we're on the same train, obviously first off Stanford, I get off. Starts heading towards Milford, has to turn around because there was some fire on the tracks or whatever. And then he tries waiting it out, and he's telling me, dude, you don't want to just hang out at a bar for a little bit? Dude, it's 11:30 on Tuesday. I can't do this. And so he's saying that, thinking about waiting it out. And I think he waited an hour and then just Ubered and did an Uber pool to get back to Milford because they were trying to charge him $100 or something.
Oh my God, dude.
So that's
so where was he though? Where did he go back to?
I think it was heading towards what after Stanford. The next stop I'm guessing is East Norwalk or something.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even at East Norwalk, and then it turned. So it was a quick turnaround, because he called me right after. and then the train was just stuck at the platform. I don't know what caused the fire or any of that.
It's crazy.
So that was tough. And then I too, Lyft, I guess, that's why Uber probably, is always a little more expensive. I was all set. My Lyft to go home. I did the wait and save to try to time it to be ready right when I'm there. And then it just freezes 2 minutes out. So like I give it a little bit, try calling the guy, texting him, he doesn't answer. So I just cancel it. Then I have to wait for another ride. So I had to wait at the train station after I got off for like 35 minutes. But
dude.
I was watching the game.
There we go.
So
dude.
I mean, it wasn't that bad.
Right.
But just crazy. And we'll talk more about the Yankee side of things and the Arthur Avenue, just to tease some things, because we know Josh B is routed for that, and he's in the building right now.
Oh, dude. He says, let's fucking go Rangers, baby. What a game. What up, fam? Hashtag TSay, hashtag Sportsbook, hashtag DTV. I know that Josh was dialed in because he didn't talk at all during Binge Buddies. Didn't really talk at all to anyone, it seemed, dude. So he was...
No, it is
riled,
funny.
bro.
I don't know if this makes any sense. And you could call me, like a playoff you want. Obviously, I've always been very big on, I don't believe in like jinxes and stuff like that. But there is something, and I'm curious, Tony, if you feel the same way. So, like I just said, I don't believe in jinxes. However, I kind of don't like when it's like an overtime game or it's in the third period, or let's say we're talking about baseball, it's in the ninth inning. Somebody like saying like, oh, looks like this one's headed to extras, or, oh, looks like this one's overtime. Like I said, not that it like matters what happens, but I feel like I just almost, because it made me think of it what you're saying with Josh. It's like, I just want to let the game play out. And I don't like need like a commentary, but I don't know if you're ever like that.
No, I totally agree with that one, dude. Because we see it all the time too, where someone does say that and then like someone scores. We don't go to extras. We don't go to overtime.
It's so funny because Mark doesn't watch hockey, and he was watching all of it on the way back on the train because I had it on my phone.
Nice.
But he's just like doesn't get it. It's like I don't get why they're not scoring, dude. Like, I'm just like, Mark, like, it's very hard to score. So I just thought that was funny. And then there was like a couple minutes left in regulation. He's like, yeah, so this is an overtime game. Like, and I'm just like,
oh my God, dude. That's so funny.
And we'll get to the specifics, but I'm just curious, Tony, like full transparency here. Were you ever like thinking to yourself, I don't know if it's happening today? Honestly.
Oh yeah, of course,
really?
Dude. Yeah, of course, dude. And especially again, it seemed like the Hurricanes, especially like the latter part of that third period, it seemed like the Rangers, it looked like how they were playing in the playoffs last year. Very tentative, letting the game come to them. Carolina had a lot of puck possession in the third period. They obviously vastly outshot us. And a lot of that, again, like I want to say in the third period, we were within 6 shots of a differential. And then at the end of the game, I think it was like 12, So again, like that third period really ramped up for the Hurricanes. They have a lot of momentum, a lot of great chances. So many times, you're bailed out by Igor. And yeah, that is vintage Rangers hockey that I grew up watching, a little bit of a shoddy defense, but your goaltender just makes some ridiculous save. I've seen that over and over again every year from the Rangers. But obviously, what was outstanding for this year was the fact that the Rangers seem to have more command of these games, which you saw like glimpses of that against the Hurricanes yesterday, but they weren't as dominant. It wasn't as sure. I wasn't as sure of the win as I was in game one, just because the Hurricanes, I mean, they played a great game, so physical, so fast. Like I said, they kind of seemed like almost like they had the upper hand. Honestly, like most of that third period, both overtimes, in my opinion, too. I mean, I feel like maybe the first overtime period, it was like kind of 50-50 in terms of chances. But that second one, like, I feel like they definitely were playing better than the Rangers until that power play, basically, dude. So yeah, dude, I was definitely a little worried.
Like, I had the typical, because of the season they've had, obviously winning the President's Trophy and winning up to this point, the first 5 games of the postseason, you have that confidence. Okay, like they're going to figure out a way. But I just didn't I felt like there were so many chances where they're right next to the net and or they're on an open breakaway and they're just not converting on the shots. Like specifically Mika and Roslovic. I think it was in overtime.
My God,
but it's you're right there. And I'm like, how many times are you going to get right there and then not do it? And how many power plays are you going to give them as well? So
I know that us on the PK is ridiculous, dude.
But then also so it felt like, we were kind of letting them hang around, but I think on the other side of things, they were letting us hang around, and that's why ultimately Mr. Fundamental himself, Vincent Trocheck, with the game winner. But how did we get there? Started in the first period. About half of the first period it went by with no scoring, but then Alexis Lafreniere was first of 2 goals last night. So Laffy coming up big here, gave the Rangers a 1-0 lead. 4 minutes later, though, Jake Gensel, and we knew he was going to pay dividends for Carolina when they acquired him for Pittsburgh at the trade deadline, with his second goal of the postseason. So that gave that gave the Carolina their first goal, tying the game at 1. And then really the backbreaker, and again, you just feel better than you normally would in any situation, just because it is the Rangers, and it just seems like it doesn't matter what the scenario is, they figure it out. But to let that goal with 6 seconds left in the first period. God, by the way, too, it was pretty awesome. At the Yankee game, they had 2 Ranger updates where they're playing the goal song, showing Lafreniere's, both of Lafreniere's goals, actually.
That's so sick,
and everybody was riled up. There was these people that were such losers, actually. We were kind of getting tight. So these 2 kids, I guess they were probably a little younger than us. Maybe they're in their 20s, whatever. But it's clearly they don't have a seat in our section. And they just keep going to different seats, getting kicked out, and then they're booing the Rangers. They must have been Islanders fans or something.
Oh, my God.
And it's just get out of here. Yeah, honestly, get to your seat. I don't need to hear this. So that Orlov goal was, tough. So that gave Carolina a 2-1 lead. But again, the Rangers answered back 7.5 minutes into the second. Laffy with his second tied the game at 2. And then again, the Rangers giving up a goal late in the period. About 1.5 minutes remaining in the second. Jake Gensel gets his second goal of the game. So that gave Carolina a 3-2 lead. Going into the third period. But Chris Kreider, as he has so many times over the years, a power play goal. So a patented power play goal from Kreider. And that tied the game at 3 with about 14 minutes left in the third period. And believe it or not, we didn't have any scoring the rest of the third period, the rest of the first overtime, Tony. So this was almost reminding me of that not Carolina, but Pittsburgh Ranger game from a few years ago. And that one went into 3 overtimes, right? And you know what else was tough? And I had mentioned, the Rosovitz, the Zibanejad shots. How about, too, how close to the net and just dominating possession and having power plays Carolina was? Right there. And just Igor, no matter what, just laying all out, all fours on the ground. I mean, unbelievable performance by him to get them to that second overtime. And overall for the night, 54 saves. Patrick Waugh, Tony.
Ridiculous.
And really a big catalyst in this win for the Rangers. And then, like I said, Mr. Fundamentals himself, Vincent Trocheck, Tony, about 7.5 minutes in to that second overtime period, a power play goal right by the net, almost Kreider-like in a way.
Literally, yeah.
So jacked up, and then Kenny Albert with the call on the radio, score! That was awesome. And here we are, and the Rangers have a 2-0 lead. Heading back to Carolina, really one of the most fun games I've watched. And the fact, too, that, I didn't get to watch the whole thing. I was tracking it on my app, and also, was streaming it a little bit, but then got tight when Carolina took the lead, this and that.
Obviously.
But then watching it back on the train. So just what a time of New York sports. And, like I said,
who's calling? Let's see who it is. Michael Buckta, dude. All right, stand by, Buckta. Hold on. Putting you through. Roadcaster Pro 2. All right, dude. There we go. Connected. Oh, and you're live on the sports board. Michael, what would you like to talk about?
Yo, Tony. Tony
dude.
Barnes.
Yeah.
I just wanted to just say hi and talk about that Ranger win last night.
Unbelievable, Michael.
Unbelievable.
The
dude.
Resilience, Michael.
Double overtime.
Where were you watching? Were you watching at home?
Home. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice,
home.
dude. Couple beers,
For
getting
sure,
riled in the
Tony.
living room. Let's go.
Couple Santa Monica brewed beers,
Santa
Michael.
Monica, maybe some pigs in a blanket, dude.
Yep. And if I'm Josh B and Kev, you want to come to my beach house? Tell them yes.
Let's fucking
Thank you.
go,
Of
dude.
course,
But-
Michael.
They gotta
But
be
I do
listening
have one
right
rule.
now.
But I do have one rule: no smoking.
No smoking, dude, of any
No,
kind. What about
no
cigars?
smoking on
Don't
the beach, baby.
No smoking on the beach.
Wow.
Is that a rule?
No.
Wow.
Fucking
Oh.
way.
No.
Fucking way.
So Michael, after watching this exciting win last night, would you consider yourself a hockey fan, Ranger fan? Like where
Yeah, what's
are
the
you?
deal? You're a
Well,
Penguins
I got-
fan here.
Or you're done
Yeah.
with the Penguins? Crosby
might
will
do miss
retire
Doc Emmer.
soon.
I do miss Doc Emmer calling games a lot.
Oh yeah, dude, me too. But hey, Vinny T,
He
he's
was
from
iconic.
Philly. He's from Pittsburgh. I think actually, he grew up a Penguins fan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And here
yeah.
he is.
We're from Pittsburgh. Yeah.
So I
God,
mean,
it's just
what
like-
do you think though? You're riled or no for the Rangers or?
I am happy for
He's
you guys and Josh being like.
Oh,
This is like
yeah.
Tony getting tired of like calling out like Michael, the other Michael, for,
Yeah,
like, not being a true fan or something. That's
yeah.
the look he's giving
I
me right now.
appreciate that you're
Which
happy
one?
for us, though, Michael.
Yeah.
Michael
course,
Theophil, I
yeah.
call out, by the way, for not being a real fan.
Yeah. And guys, question: Why the early start time?
Because we have an outsourced gig today, actually, that I'm leaving
Oh.
for.
No, Tony's
yeah.
just dying
around-
to
yeah.
go to the casino. He can't wait.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're now the Brigada,
Reds,
dude.
Reds on the way.
Stopping at Reds.
Yo,
Oh,
boys, Barnes, how about the Yankees destroying the fuck out of the Astros 10-3?
I mean, is that not how you draw it up, Michael?
that is how you draw it up, dude.
I mean,
Never gets
that doesn't
old.
get much better, right?
Can't get much better. Stadium was electric last night, and
I bet it was.
just a
Hey,
great
Barnes.
time for New York sports.
Yeah, I mean, you've got game 2 tonight of the Knicks and the Pacers, which I'll be very much tuning into.
What's your prediction?
Give me Knicks by 3.
Tight one.
Yeah, but I think the Pacers are going to come in with a lot of energy, though. I do think so.
Yeah. I wouldn't be
After
surprised,
that game 1.
as the other Michael would say, if Jalen Brunson dropped another 40 burger. Michael,
Yeah,
40
Barnes.
burger.
Probably not, right?
No. Here's a very good question. Now, if Jalen Brunson does win that championship this year, is he going to the Basketball Hall of Fame?
I mean, hey, he's kind of making a mid-career push, Michael.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I mean, he's got to do more. I mean, I think right now he's kind of like in Don Mattingly territory. But gives a solid 4 or 5 years, wins the title, then we're talking about something completely different.
Don Mattingly?
No, because you know what I mean. He
Don-
had the short
No,
spurt.
yeah.
Almost Terrell Davis.
Terrell
like Michael.
Davis,
an
dude.
icon.
I am very big on the iconic.
Yeah.
The iconic.
The iconic, dude.
What's the other game tonight? Is it the
No, I
Tim-
think
No,
it's,
Timberwolves played last night. They lost.
no, it's the Timber. No, it was.
Oh, it is Timberwolves.
Mavs and
yeah.
the-
Oh, it's right.
Yeah, no,
Oh, there's
the
just one.
Thunder won last night, right?
Wisconsin.
Yeah. Oh, there's just one.
I
there's
knew
one,
that.
one game tonight. You didn't know that, dude.
Yeah, I 100% knew
You
that. 'cause I
drinking,
called it.
dude. No. Let's go, dude.
Michael
What's-
said, Tony,
what's in
no
the cup?
smoking on the
What-
beach,
let's
Tony.
No
No
smoking.
smoking.
at
Matt!
my beach house. Matty G.
Oh boy.
Yo,
yeah.
and we're gonna be having a fucking grand old time, just enjoying the beautiful sunshine, right, Barnes?
Hell yeah, dude. The sunshine.
Wouldn't have it any other way, Michael. Last
The
question.
temperatures.
Last question for you here before we let you go. Yankees
Okay.
score tonight. Carlos Rodon on the hill. Big win
Okay,
last night.
Rodon.
How we following this up tonight?
I think it'll be Yankees. Give me a Yankees winning extra innings with an Aaron Judge.
Extra innings?
Walk-off.
Wow.
Wow.
8-6. The drama, dude. The 2-run dinger in extras.
Yeah, we'll take those runs though.
There
and
we
I
go.
think, I mean, the Astros do have Spencer Arrighetti, Tony, starting tonight. So there's an opportunity there, Michael. So we will see. And one on the way out, a live reaction from Michael Butka here. Josh B saying, Butka, you are my sunshine.
Oh my God, Josh B. buddy. He's so much older.
Yeah.
He's an old boy.
Man.
What do you expect?
Yeah, he's an old man. He's a real old man.
But no,
He
thanks for calling in, Michael, and we'll catch up with you soon, okay?
Of course, and remember, invitation to my beach house
Hell yeah,
in
dude.
August, and we're gonna be sipping on beers with all the hotties.
And that is Michael Butka, Tony.
Bang,
what a
dude.
call! What a legend! What an icon!
An icon, Brian.
But listen, back to the Rangers here. What a win. And I mean, just the resiliency, like I said. I mean, and just everybody, Tony, playing a part. Igor, and just like, you had Laffy with the 2 goals, nearly had a
unbelievable.
hat-trick,
Yeah, very
Tony.
close to having that hat trick in overtime.
I for Igor to hang in there, I mean, he must have been so exhausted, with those 54 saves. I mean, it really was like a Patrick Waugh type of playoff performance.
Yeah, it really was. It was so crazy. And I think what was so impressive from Igor too is that there was, obviously, I've talked about, his ability to play the puck after, stopping a shot, right?
Yeah.
And really facilitating the Rangers offense. But there were so many times where, the Hurricanes were really overwhelming the Rangers. And like you kind of said, like Igor would block a shot and literally dive.
Yeah.
Like 3 feet out of the net to cover this puck up. You saw him several times too, like come out of his net, be super aggressive, make himself look way bigger than he really is, to block any angle that any Hurricane could have at scoring a goal. And I mean, definitely for this series too, you're going to start, like I would keep an eye on him and Svechnikov, because they have been going at it these past 2 games. Igor actually got into like a little bit of a scrum here after Svechnikov. I think he blocked a shot, came out aggressive, whatever, holding it. Svechnikov was right there to see a rebound and literally like gave like Igor 2 good whacks, dude. And then we'll push here, push there. Obviously, if it comes in and ensues, but like, even Igor was like looking super tight. So I would definitely like keep an eye on those 2, dude, because they're definitely gonna have a lot more battles in front of the nets for sure.
And don't you think too? I think it speaks volumes, because you would expect them moving forward to be more disciplined. Was it 5 penalties that they had last night? And and true, but was it the first overtime with the hooking penalty?
Yeah, I think it was. It might have been the second one, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
that was
yeah,
a bad
dude.
penalty.
But again, I think that was a really bad penalty. Even Panarin too had a bad one. I think his was in the first.
Okay.
Because there was like Hurricanes in a rush, and it was an off puck penalty too. It was like Panarin just got beat by some other guy who's going to come in looking for a rebound, whatever. Hooked him, ref saw it. It's like you try to get away with it. Didn't really work. But I think that these penalties, again, the amount of, by the way, like holding the Hurricanes over 5 on the power play, like another.
Dude, it's almost like
dude.
I mean, obviously it's just like you don't want to be on a power play, but it's almost like we're better.
Literally, dude. And again, it's like those huge like penalty kills that translate to a good shift by the Rangers right afterwards. Like I see it every time.
But what is it though? How could you not be better on a power play, like in terms of like Carolina? Is it like the extra guy like throws things off? Like why did teams struggle on the power play? I never understood that.
So a lot of like, it's not that necessarily. I mean, I guess some teams do struggle, but teams like Carolina that obviously are good, it's just that the Rangers are playing that much better of a penalty kill. I mean, you notice they have a tight box in front of the net.
There's no opening.
There's no opening, dude. And they're cycling too. They're cycling so quickly that there's no open space. Because again, like you're on the power play, the idea is to move the puck to the open man. But with the way the Rangers, bless you, cover that small amount of space in that box and shift over to follow the puck. I mean, it's very impressive. And then again, you get past them and you have to get past Igor after that. And he came up with some huge saves on the penalty kills that obviously kept the Rangers in it, dude. So fucking phenomenal. It really is ridiculous amount of saves. And I know you talked about the Pittsburgh series last year. I believe that was the triple overtime. There was like 72 shots on goals.
Oh, yes.
He had like 70 saves on the night or something ridiculous, dude. But it really is dope to see the amount of contribution to Panarin. 3 assists last night. I know he wasn't on the score sheet. Almost was a few times. You talked about the breakaways chances, but again, I think that to go back to the power plays, I guess, I think the reason why we're seeing so many power plays is because both these teams are just so fucking good. Like this really is like a premier matchup. I know that the Rangers are up 2-0, which is phenomenal, but like these are 2 close games here that really could have went either way. And you can tell that both teams are really giving it their all, which is why you're seeing players that are tired, players that are just getting beat and that have to do whatever they can to stop it, which is why you're seeing all these power play opportunities. I mean, again, I don't think I've seen as many. What do we got here? We got 12 power play opportunities. I don't think I've seen that many all season in a Rangers game. Between both teams. But again, I mean, the Rangers won this one. Lafreniere, the 2 goals, sick for him. I was telling Mike, didn't realize that he was the first overall pick a few years ago too. Okay. It was like kind of been a buzz
now
too. Like
he's big on board.
All he remembers is like, didn't Brian like want to get rid of him?
Oh man, but didn't Brian want to get rid of Zach Wilson? Come on, Tony.
But obviously Vinny T, dude, in overtime, that was sick. And to give you a little bit of some record updates here. He tied Rangers franchise record for longest goal streak in the playoffs, which is 5 now, which is a record that was made back in 1933, dude. So he's breaking a 90-year-old record almost. So he's tying.
Wait, say that again. What's the record?
Most consecutive playoff games with a goal. He has 5. He has a goal in every game so far. Every except for 1.
Oh, Vinny?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then he just and
that's a franchise record or NHL record?
Franchise record.
And
he tied it.
Oh, that's the record is 5. So he gets
next one more. Okay. He'll break it.
Gotcha.
And then he also now has the Rangers franchise record for most consecutive playoff games with power play goals, which is at 4.
Wow.
I know. So literally the first year with the team here, hammering it, dude.
Well, not
second year, but first big year with the team here. Career year for him, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
and then with Igor, did he break a tie with Patrick Waugh for second all time in terms of consecutive games with 3 goals or less? Because I think Jonathan Quick is number 1, and I think he's up by like 6.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
it's either 2 or 3, but I think the Quick's right ahead of him.
Yeah,
I think you're right on that.
Yeah,
one.
I think he's solo second now. So,
which is dope, dude.
Unbelievable how he's turned it around, since midseason. So, let's go.
I know, let's go. Did you see the celebration, dude? I had it pulled up. Literally like the sickest thing I think I've seen in such a long time, dude. This goal celebration. Dude,
like,
really,
are you kidding?
Like, doesn't get any better than that, dude. Like,
literally. And it's just insane, though. Vinny T. Like, I cannot believe. I mean, I guess it just shows, like, unless you're really engulfed in something, you really don't know. And I was just looking at the numbers, and he just seemed like, wow, we're giving this guy a 7-year contract. He's 29 years old. The production doesn't. And then here we are. And like we just said a million times, he's like the most fundamentally sound player on the team. The face-offs, the goals, the assists, the physicality, the grit, Tony.
The grit, dude, is right.
So, I mean, it really is just unbelievable. And it's just such an exciting time to be a Ranger fan.
It really is, dude.
And a pivotal game 3 will be tomorrow, Tony, in
Perfect
Raleigh.
Day for it.
So let's friggin' go. And the other game last night actually was 4-3 in a single overtime as the Avalanche score 4 straight to knock out the Stars 4-3. So the Stars blowing a 3-0 lead, a 3-0 first period lead, getting goals by Sutter, Johnston, and Ben. But then Colorado answering back in the second, third, and overtime with Niskuchin, Makar, McKinnon, and Wood here to go up 1-0 on the road here. So game 2 of this series will also be tomorrow. After 3 goals in the first, Gorgie honing in here. So, I mean, definitely pretty like, we both expected Colorado to win, but I think if we said Dallas would lead 3-0 after the first period. You wouldn't expect Colorado to score 4 straight. So pretty impressive stuff from the Avalanche.
Yeah, very impressive stuff. And I mean, I know that the Rangers game went into double overtime, but you want to look at the total shots taken here in this single overtime game. I mean, what do we got? 48 shot attempts? Like, that's kind of crazy, dude. That's very low.
It is.
And we know the Avs have a great defense, obviously. I mean, they obviously didn't start this game great, giving up 3 goals, but then they locked it down for the next 3 periods, really, with the overtime, right? 2.5, give or take. And then I guess, I don't know, man. I mean, it's from Dallas's side. I mean, you can't be doing this, man. I mean, this is brutal.
Can't be doing that.
You really can't be doing this in a playoff game here.
It's over.
Literally, like, you kind of want in the back of your head, you're like, wow, if like Colorado can do this, like if they want to, just like kind of turn it on. Like, Dallas has to figure it out, dude. It's Dallas's shit to fuck up now at this point, dude. Like, I don't know, man. It's tough to see because, again, you want a good series here. You want to root for Dallas. They have a ton of talent, a lot of veterans, a lot of young guys that are going to have long, outstanding careers in the NHL. But I mean, the Avs obviously are just a fucking powerhouse, dude. They really are. Kind of crazy. I mean, they can hit you really from anywhere on the ice. You said Nichushkin, McKinnon as well. I mean, Casey Middlestat didn't even do much yesterday. And he's a phenomenal, like, third, second line center there. Zach Parise can score any time. So can Mikko Rantanen, Andrew Cogliano too. I mean, it really is crazy the amount of contributions you got from anywhere on the ice for the Avs, and they showed that. I mean, after that first period, again, I mean, we saw it even with Winnipeg too. I mean, that first game that they played against Winnipeg was sloppy. And, again,
7-6 they lost?
7-6 they lost, dude, in Winnipeg, too. And now, you saw it in Dallas. That first period was sloppy, but then they locked it down. Like, you score what? It was 2 in the second and then 1 in the third, 1 in the overtime. I mean, and not to mention, like, you didn't panic. You played the long game. Like, this is obviously a team that's been to the Cup, won the Cup recently. And they know that if they just play their game, they're going to figure out a way. And that's exactly what they followed. So.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if they can keep moving along here. Like I said, game 2 of that series will be tomorrow in Dallas. And we also have 2 games tonight, which will be part of a full-on abbreviated hockey frenzy, Tony.
All right, baby, let's go. It's hump day, Brian. Don't you forget about it around the National Hockey League. Like you said, we have a full-on abbreviated frenzy starting in Florida. The Panthers, game 2 here with the Bruins. They're down 1-0. Tough loss in Florida for them. Last game, Pasta showing up. Marchand gritty. Monty tight, but happy for the win. You thought the Panthers were going to win. What do you think about game 2, Florida minus 175 here? Still favorited.
I just feel like, you know what I mean? Why are we complicating this? I mean, I understand. Great, as Tony would say, gritty win, road win, game 1, coming off a series that was in overtime that, went 7 games. And I just think the Panthers, played the way they did this season for a reason. They're that good. So I fully expect them to answer back here, probably in dominant fashion, to be honest. So it looks like the total's at 6.5.
5.5.
5.5. Okay, yeah. So we're going over here, but we're going Florida 4 and Boston 2. Sam Reinhart with the hat trick, assisted on all of them by Matthew Tkachuk, Mr. Assist himself.
Absolutely love that there. I do think the Panthers take one here at home. Because God knows they need to. And again, they were the favorite team here. They had a great regular season. Let's not discount them. But I will say this is an absolute stalemate of a game, low scoring. I think in single overtime, Sam Reinhart, OT winner, Panthers win 2-1. Panthers in the under, Brian. Let's freaking go. Next game, final game, last game, best game, 10 p.m. around the National Hockey League. ESPN, baby, back-to-back. Unbelievable. The Canucks taking on the Oilers here. This is going to be very exciting here. Game 1, baby, of this series. Probably already know what Brian feels about it, but let's pump the brakes. Battle of Canada. A lot of juice here for this game. Vancouver plus money at home here. Kind of crazy to think about that. Over under at 6.5. Vegas expecting Edmonton by a lot of scoring. What do you have, dude?
I have Edmonton coming out here. The last series to start round 2 here. And you look at the regular season series, the Canucks did sweep it, but that only plays to the advantage of the Oilers here. So I think they come out, they make a statement, and they win 6-3. Michael jacked up for Lafreniere. So Oilers and the over.
Mitch Robinson done for the year.
Really? Ranking?
Wait, really?
Josh B?
Josh B doesn't even know.
Wow.
Yeah, he's done for the year. Thank Joel Embiid. And he tweeted, "I'm coming for revenge."
Wow.
Mitch? Yeah. Wow. So that's
Joel
per
going down next
Michael Theophil. Back to the frenzy. Yeah, so I had
So
Oilers
you're
in the
at-
over. You're gonna say how the Canucks are so good. Season series. Go ahead, Tony.
I'm gonna go chalk here. My guys are inside my head because this is ridiculous now. I understand the Oilers, a lot of momentum the first round, but hey, honestly, I don't even think Vancouver is happy with the way they took out the Predators. Right? It was the Predators. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart, but I just feel like the Canucks, they're angry right now, okay, dude? And then they swept the Oilers in the regular season. I know Demko is out, the knee. We're kind of tight. Casey DeSmith doing a good job, though. Edmonton, like I said, a lot of scoring. I think it's absolutely over, but I think the Canucks outscore the Oilers here. I'm going to say 8-5. 8-5, a lot of scoring. Then we'll see them settle down maybe, but the Battle of Canada is commencing 10 p.m. A lot of juice, baby. Let's go.
And just like that, that's your abbreviated full-on hockey frenzy. There really is nothing like the Stanley Cup playoffs, and it is interesting. Like,
wow, dude.
Obviously, yeah, Josh B kind of with the
Josh
call
B.
out.
Michaels has heard that last night.
Wow, shots fired. But it really does crazy, doesn't it? Seem like even though one round's going by, and this is how it always is, but it seems like there's nobody left already. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
it
only
does.
4 teams East Conference,
Mhm.
like conference finals next round. Like, wow.
I know, dude. At the same time, that feels like being in the playoffs for a while now.
Well, I guess just because we had the week off, honestly, I think that's kind of what, changed things,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, definitely jacked up, and I'm sure we'll see some good hockey tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if we have some tight finishes like we did last night.
Oh, yeah.
But let's go now to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one. The Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drove deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So like we mentioned in the open, a great night for both New York baseball teams. And like I was saying, went to the game last night. What a night. What a weather day yesterday. Started out on Arthur Ave. Actually went to, because Matthew was wondering about this, went to Ann and Tony's, a staple on Arthur Ave.
Wow,
since 1927. So there is a
God
chance that Babe Ruth, way back in the day, ate there. But it was pretty cool. Your typical old school restaurant. We got there kind of early, so we were literally to start the only people in the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Got the house cab, Tony, which was fire.
Love that.
The bread was unbelievable. Nice, like kind of garlic pepper oil mixture.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really good. And then we got the hot antipasto.
Mm-hmm.
And the eggplant rollatini, absolutely fire. So good. And then for dinner, we all got different things, but I got the penny vodka with sausage, and it was unbelievable, honestly.
Wow.
So another gem on Arthur Ave. It's always great doing that, before the game.
The classic penny vodka.
The classic penny vodka. And what a game it was, what an atmosphere it was. The Yankee fans, of course, as always, showing out in full force, especially with the hated Astros in town, the struggling hated Astros here. After last night, the Yankees winning 10-3 here, Astros are now 12-23. But the game, it didn't get off to the best start. Second batter of the game, Kyle Tucker with a absolute missile to right field, 399 off Luis Gil, Tony, gave Houston a 1-0 lead. But unfortunately for them, that was the last time they would lead the entire game. And the Yankees got going in the first inning, something we've seen more recently than we did at the beginning of the year. And you think, against Houston in that 4-game set, they weren't scoring early, they were scoring late. But this one, quite the opposite here. So Anthony Volpe, he would homer later in the game, but you could tell he swung the first pitch off Verlander, really roped it. Unfortunately, just was hitting the wrong spot for a long fly out. But after that, you had a Juan Soto single. Soto with 3 hits last night. Absolutely on fire in his early start here with the Yankees.
Fire.
So that set the table for Judge to walk, and then Alex Verdugo, 383 feet to right center. So the crowd was going nuts. And that gave the Yankees a 3-1 lead. And really they would play off that. And Luis Gil, Tony, really settling in. Ends up going 6 innings, only allowing 1 hit. Striking out 5. I mean, the 4 walks, you'd like to see him improve on that, but another great performance by him. The Yankee bats get back to it. Verdugo again in the 3rd inning with a single to score Juan Soto. That made it 4-1. And then I mentioned Volpe. He had another loud out in his second at bat. Third at bat goes deep to right, 354. A 2-run homer to make it 6-1. Stanton even getting in the mix. Of course, had a couple patented Stanton strikeouts, but did hit an absolute laser, Tony, that must have been maybe a foot over the wall, like just that low trajectory with an absolute rope to left center, technically 421. That made it 7-1. Judge with the single in the 6th made it 8-1. John Birdie, recently instated from the injured list, had a single in the 7th to make it 9-1. The Yankees stay out of a double play in the 7th and score a run on a Volpe ground out to make it 10-1. They bring in Brett Tonkin, Tony.
Oh, boy.
To pitch the final inning.
Your guy.
Yeah, my guy. And, he was looking okay, had gave up a hit and a walk. And the Astros actually scored 2 runs on an error by Oswaldo Cabrera, but luckily get the final out after that to give the Yankees a 10-3 win. 24-13, 12-5 at home so far this year. And more importantly, 5-0 against the Houston Astros, a team that they've struggled with in the past. And in between Gil and Tonkin, Marinaccio also pitched 2 scoreless innings. Obviously wasn't a good series in Baltimore, but, since then the Yankees have won 4 straight. And overall, 24-13 at this point in the season. I mean, that's right where you want to be.
Oh my God. Yeah. You're freaking kidding me. And again, I know the Astros and they haven't really been good. I suppose this year having some struggles, certainly, but I mean, there's a lot of talented players. Altuve still was doing well. You said Verlander up until this, was pitching well. And I feel like still for a Yankees fan, I don't know. I mean, I would imagine you could never get enough of beating the Astros, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. We were all talking about it last night. I mean, we really want just the season sweep. Just really. And then, you think about that, 2 more wins, that would give the Astros 12-25. I mean, I think it is something. I mean, obviously, I would love to see them bottom out and win 65, 70 games. But, I mean, it is something. I think at the worst case, even despite this start, I mean, I would think Houston ends up at least winning 82 games or something, 83 games.
Probably,
but they might miss the playoffs.
Yeah, they might, which would be, I'm sure, to your happiness, dude.
Yeah. I mean, and part of that, you think a couple years ago they gave Jose Abreu a big free agent contract. He had to be sent out of the minors.
Dude, that's embarrassing.
So bad. That really embarrassing. And Alex Bregman is hitting under 200, pulling almost a Gleyber Torres, Tony, in a sense, not hitting in a contract year. I mean, we know what, Yordan Alvarez and Kyle Tucker are. Jose Altuve is, their long-term. But they might have to switch some things around. It'll be interesting to see what they do. Alvarez actually fouled one off his ankle or something and it was like a 5-minute pause, him walking around, but he ends up staying in the game. But it was surprising to see that. Altuve got knocked down on an up and in pitch. Everyone was getting riled for that.
I bet, dude.
So, I mean, it was just what an atmosphere. What a night. And like I said, I mean, it's just, this is everything you wanted.
Hell yeah, dude.
Just really, really excited about right now. And, just can't wait to get back on the diamond tonight. And like I was mentioning earlier, that's going to feature, a pitching matchup between Carlos Rodon and Spencer Arrighetti. So let's just keep this offense going because right now, it looks really good. And I think a big thing too, it was only 1 for 5, but like I said, hit a bunch of balls hard. Volpe going, I think is big, especially because he's, at the top of the lineup. You want him to set the table. And then if Glaber gets going, Birdie had 2 hits. So as well, the Cabrera has been struggling as Renee comes in. So excited about all of the New York sports wins yesterday. She could barely contain her excitement. So this is going to be fun. And we'll talk about tonight's game in a little bit. But I believe, Tony, in their win last night, the Mets came back from a early 3-0 deficit.
That is correct, Brian. A great night, like you said, in New York sports here, because the Mets won as well, dude. You had Jose Butto get the nod on the dish last night against Miles Michaelis, by the way, is how it's pronounced.
Michaelis, okay.
Which is kind of crazy because I've been pronouncing Michaelis like my entire, and I could have sworn. I could have sworn like that's what I heard. Like, anyway,
Goot
Snell, dude. Michaelis over there on the dish for them started out pretty hot here. But before, I kind of get to that, I just want to point out here that, Hot Take Johnny and us talked about it. Brandon Nimmo starting in center field.
Shifted to the left later in the game for DJ Stewart.
Correct. Yes. As Bader came in to pinch hit.
Hit the home run first.
Yes, dude. But anyway, so he starts in center field. Which is interesting because, Hot Take Johnny did talk about his production in center field better, whatever. So keep that in the back of your minds. We also have more of a actual lineup here rather than the last game where we have, Alonso at first base. McNeil's actually playing second and stuff like that. So playing the outfield. But nonetheless, we're getting started off here, and Michaelis did well in the first inning, taking care of business. But bottom of the first is what I want to focus on because so much so like we've been talking about the Mets scoring in the first inning a lot. They did not. However, Butto did give up runs in that first inning. First at bat, Donovan hits a dinger to center field, 407 feet off a changeup. That changeup was ineffective, I think, over the course of the day because it wasn't fooling anybody, to be honest. I mean, it was changeup over the middle. People were sitting changeup. He was not getting fooled by throwing in that 4-seam fastball. And then any off-speed pitch, a lot of them, including sliders, were missing. Were either, missed over the middle or missed way outside. After that home run, though, 1-0, walks Nootbaar, gives up a double from Contreras. Nootbaar goes to third there, obviously. And then Nolan Arenado, who hasn't been doing too well this season, didn't do great this game, to be honest, but did get a sac fly RBI scoring Nootbaar. And then Goldschmidt grounds out. Burleson, who's been killing the Mets actually in these past 2 games, singles to right, which scores Contreras, and then eventually Butto forces a flyout to by Gorman. But the damage obviously was done. First inning over, you're down 3-0. You gave up 3-4 hits and a walk, dude. Not very good there. And things kind of remained that way. I guess you could say Butto kind of settled down a little bit. You want to look at his first at bat in the second inning. He walks Crawford, gives up a single to Ciani, but then gets a strikeout and then 2 ground outs. So again, settled down a little bit there. But obviously a tough start for Butto. But we're going to fast forward here to the 4th inning, actually, because here, I believe with Butto still pitching in the game here, 4th inning, Gorman lines at the center. And like I said, Nimmo in center field makes a phenomenal diving catching play that there's no way Bader would be making this because he doesn't have the quickness. Nimmo got there literally like they cut and the amount of space that's between Nimmo and the ball, you're like, this ball is probably going to drop.
So basically, there's no reason for him not to play center.
Literally no reason not to. Makes this diving play, saves what probably would have been a double.
Yeah.
Ends up getting an out. Clean inning for
Gary
Butto.
Cohen go nuts or no?
Gary Cohen did go nuts. Yes.
Nimmo.
What a diving catch by Nimmo. Does not really sound that nasally at all, Brian. That's totally fine, dude. I'll bring up some calls, dude, because he's a great guy. Great guy. Great broadcaster. Great job. And then again, Nimmo, eye on him. The great play. Let's go now. Top of the 5th. Next time the Mets are up at bat here. McNeil reaches on an infield single. Nito reaches on an infield single as well. By the way, both of those were to Arenado, and he totally fucked them both up, dude.
So he's out to
like
lunch.
Arenado literally out to lunch. Like the one on McNeil was kind of more of a routine play, where it was a one hopper, like from the infield, and Nimmo just missed it. And then I guess the other one with Nito, I think was like a liner right to him, and he wasn't able to catch it, but he batted it down. The shortstop ended up picking it up. Anyway, so you had two men reaching on infield hits, which I don't know how many times the Mets have reached an infield hit this season. But then Brendan Nimmo up to bat, baby. A slider that was kind of a little bit low in a way, but hung around in the middle a little bit. Takes it yard, 440 feet to dead center, dude. 3-run dinger, just like that, Brian. 3-0 deficit cut down to nothing as the Mets tied up at 3. Talk about Cohen going nuts, dude. After that, Marte double to center. Alonso then Lindor single to right after that. You have runners on the corners, and then Alonso with a bases clearing double to bring it up to 5-3. And Miles Michaelis gets pulled after that. And they bring in Leahy. Dude, it doesn't. Dude, I think they fucked it up. I don't know, dude. It's Mikolas.
Definitely, dude.
Definitely, dude. But they bring in Leahy. Wasn't enough, though, because Martinez singles to center here, which scores Alonso. Another RBI for Martinez. We'll have to see that. Eventually, Cars get out of the inning. And then you could say, this guy Sulser pitching for the Mets gives a home run to Burleson, the dinger, 6-4. They're kind of hanging in here, bringing Sean Reed-Foley, kind of a clean inning, but it's some trouble. The walks, dude, gets pulled, brings in Lopez, who gets out of the inning, strikes out Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt also sucked this game. I don't know what he was swinging at, but we'll talk about it afterwards, too. Reed Garrett comes in. Huge inning for him, dude. Because he strikes out Carlson looking on a backdoor slide that was so nasty from Garrett. I'll just say that from him. And then we'll fast forward now. Top of the 9th. It's a 6-4 game, 2 runs. Bring in Mr. Roycroft here. I think his first name is Chris, dude. But it was his major league debut. Yeah, for Chris Roycroft. It had the family in the stands, dude. The big guy, Blondie, had a little bit of a stash, looked good,
you
happy,
don't see
dude.
as many like big guys anymore,
No.
You think back to like the old days, like the Matt Stairs.
Oh yeah,
Jason Giambi.
Well, you see these thick-chested, broad-shoulder guys.
Like, you got to be like completely jacked now. You can't be just like a big blob anymore.
I know, it is a shame, dude.
Yeah.
Bartolo Colon.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen anymore.
No,
but this guy you're saying is like that.
Yeah. Well, no, not big as in like chubby, but just big as in. I mean, I guess you can say Roger Clemens. I mean, Clemens wasn't fat, I guess.
Sometimes he
not like
seem a little,
not like Bartolo though. Like he didn't have the belly. Yeah. But he was bigger dude. Whatever.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. But anyway. Lindor strikes out swinging. Great pitch by Roycroft in his debut. The sinker looked good. Everyone riled, family in the stands. But wait, Alonso up, slider, hanging, takes it yard. Goodbye, Roycroft. Your debut, give up a dinger, dude. Okay, makes it 7-4.
It doesn't mean that you're still not sucking ass. I mean, come on, like just dressing on a victory here for Alonso wasn't even a big home run. He's really been disappointing this year. You know it. Don't Gary Cohen me on this, okay?
I mean, he has improvement to do. Yeah.
What?
He has improvement that he needs to make, too.
Why are you saying so quietly? Seems like you're reluctant to admit it.
So let's go to the bottom of the 9th now. Adam Ottavino, dude.
Yeah, he's been great.
He has been sucking, dude. And I saw him come out. I'm like, oh my god, dude.
We're gonna blow it.
3-run lead isn't enough, dude. But nonetheless, he comes in here. Donovan forces a ground out to him. All right, gets the 1 out, but then the home run to Nootbaar, the sweeper, which I literally talked about it yesterday. His sweeper has been so hittable. Throw your sinker more. Your sinker more. And what if you want to look at the Donovan ground out, what did he ground out on? The sinker, dude. Ottavino, stupid idiot sweeper. The first sweeper he threw, by the way, of the inning. Yard. Okay, don't throw it again, buddy. And then next inning, first pitch, Herrera singles. Okay, now you have runner on. It's a 7-5 game. Arenado the tying runner at the plate. What did he do? 4-pitch walk, dude. Can't even find the strike zone. 2 runners on, 1 out, dude. You strike out Goldschmidt, who struck on a fucking pitch again. 4-seamer that was a foot out of the zone. You got lucky, dude. I don't know what Goldschmidt was looking at. So there's 2 outs, 2 on. Burleson, who has a dinger already on the night, ends up striking out on that sinker that was up and in. Would have been a ball. So you got kind of lucky there. Ottavino, though, hyped, happy for him, gets to strike out, dude. 2 strikeouts in the 9th. You know, gets the win there for the Mets, 7-5. Doesn't get the save because he had a run.
No, he did get the save.
I did get the save. I thought so. It did. Okay, it did say that.
Yeah.
See, I feel like before it didn't say that, dude.
Might not
but
have
maybe
right away.
Anyway, dude, gets his save, which is his first of the season. 1 inning. Great job by Ottavino. You saved Diaz, which is great because now you have him for the next game tonight, dude. You're probably gonna need him
today. Turn around.
Today, that's right. 3 o'clock, I think. It's Quintana, dude. Not good at all, dude.
Yeah. Are you concerned about the quick turnarounds?
I mean, I guess so. I'm more concerned the fact that Sonny Gray's been really good and Quintana has been like, you know, not
pitching
so
5
great,
innings.
dude. So yeah, I mean, Sonny Gray's been doing 7 innings, like 2 earned runs, some of these starts. Again, he could be due to get popped in the Mets at bats. You know, you score 7 in one game. But again, I mean, even looking at these at bats, I mean, took you, 4 or 5 innings to get to Miles Michaelis.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
And it's like, yeah, exactly, dude. Like Michaelis should have been hittable right away, you know? But again, we'll see. You know, again, we've seen Gray absolutely lay a goose egg. But I mean, I don't know. You're a little worried, a little tentative to be like, yeah, the Mets got this in the bag. But listen, 2 games in a row, they went back to back to 500. Like, you know, it's not totally out of the question, right?
Yeah, but 1 to 10 confidence level getting the sweep today.
And getting the sweep, I would say 6.7.
6.7. Yeah. Okay. And I think on myprofessorsucks.com, Ryan McNeil might have given you a higher grade than 6.7.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, dude. Yeah, dude. Ryan McNeil says, I got to give you a shout out, Tony. I graduated Saturday and you were one of the best professors I had. You're a cool dude and taught me camera stuff I'm using at my job right now. Keep it up. Gushin, dude. Wow. What a great comment from Ryan, dude. Very nice of him to say so.
You love
dude.
to see stuff like that.
Obviously, very teachable student, dude. Okay. So great job all around. And congrats on graduating, dude.
Yeah.
Sick. Walking on Saturday, which is interesting because back in the day when I went, graduation on Mother's Day every year. And I guess I would imagine now people were like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
My mother was tight. Fucking Mother's Day. I gotta go. Like, I mean, obviously, and then they, oh, what a great Mother's Day gift to watch your son walk. And my mother's like, and this, you only get 4 tickets too. It's not like you can bring the whole family. It's a holiday. Like, you don't get together with people.
How about the Michael chirps here?
Very concerned, he says. Never seen him more concerned on all facets of every social media he has. Concerned, he says. Is he being facetious? Like, because I don't think I'm being that concerned. Am I? Do I look that concerned?
No, but I think he's saying like, oh, actually, yeah. No, well, first because he said very concerned, like meaning like, that. I thought he meant like just in general that's concerning they have the quick turnaround, but now he was talking about you. So, yeah, I think he sees through it though. Honestly, the nervousness, Tony.
I'm not nervous, dude. First of all, calm down. All right, like.
But come on, is this not a game that the Mets lose like 5-0 today? I mean, let's be real. We've seen them do this many times.
But listen, at the end of the day, 2 games out of the series right now. We've won the series.
Right.
Okay, we're playing with house money. All right, so let's go out there. Quintana, maybe, who knows, 7 innings.
And then Michael continuing.
Barnes, you know it. Mets fans are nervous, dude. Listen, man, I don't need to take this from a confused sports fan. Doesn't know who to root for. Okay, wearing Rangers jerseys, Devils fan, Knicks fan, rooting for the Pacers. Come on, man. I'm not that concerned. We're going to go out there. Quintana, you want to see fucking concerned? So what are they? 7 innings, 6 strikeouts. Okay, Alonso, 3 for 4, dude. Look at the fucking box score, Michael. Look at the box score from yesterday. All right, honestly, the one thing we said 2 days ago is that your top batters didn't hit. And look at the box score. First 4 batters. Okay, Nimmo, obviously the big dinger, 1 for 4. Marte, 2 for 5. Lindor, 2 for 5. Alonso, 2 for 5 with 3 ribbies, dude. Like, let's freaking go. Like, I mean, this right now it's on fire. JD Martinez at the DH position, 2 for 4 last night. McNeil at the 7 spot, 3 for 4 yesterday. That's starting to get more complete lineup All right, Sonny Gray, maybe you never know. Like I said, due for a goose egg, Michael. You watch this fucking game, you're gonna see the Mets win. Like, I don't know what to say. All right, I'm not that concerned. Obviously, in the back of your mind, you're like, hey, like they could lose. Sonny Gray's been pitching well. You never know. You don't want to come in here and being arrogant, Michael.
But he says, can they do it for more than one game?
Well, you know what, dude? They just won 2 games in a row. So let's fucking go. Like, what do you mean, dude?
But I don't get though. How come you defend Gary Cohen more than like the actual players?
What do you mean?
I feel like you're just very like quick. Like when I say something like Gary Cohen, you're right there. But then like Alonso and Lindor, you're like, well, you know, they're kind of like, I just feel like you're so hell bent on like Gary Cohen's great,
Right?
Complete legend, Hall of Famer, and like you just don't want to hear anything.
That's right. Well, because it's like, I mean, first of all, Alonso and Lindor aren't playing well.
But I thought Lindor is great.
I mean, he's not playing well right now, Brian. I mean, he's.
Come on, he hasn't played that great since he's been a Met. If he was the player that he was on the Indians,
yes, obviously he's not been that player. But regardless, like Gary Cohen though has been great. Like I don't like you have an issue with him just as a whole person. But for me, I mean, he's been broadcasting like this for my entire life, and it's amazing. Like he never really messes up.
I mean, the one thing I'll say is he probably does a better job than Steve Cohen. I'll give him
at announcing.
It's just that they're professionals.
Okay, dude. Well, Gary and Steve Cohen do better jobs than Michael Kay. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, dude. Yeah. Nice one.
Thanks, dude.
No, but I honestly think Steve Cohen's over his head, though. Like
you think Steve Cohen is?
Yeah,
I don't think so, dude.
Like he knows dollars and cents. Like we understand,
right?
That, but I
hedge fund guy.
But I just feel like he doesn't know how like to operate a baseball team. He knows his bottom line. He knows his return. He knows his overhead. But
I mean, listen, I've made this argument millions of times. I mean, I think jury's still out. I think as an owner, he's done things that other owners would never do. That Hal would never even think to do.
But the thing is, if Luis Angel and Drew Gilbert are nothing, then he literally has done quite that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say at that point the results would be nothing, sure. But I mean, you're talking about 2 of the top prospects right down the minors, both being busts. I mean, odds are, I don't think so.
I mean, are they both hitting like 100?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Are they?
Look it up. I'm just saying, I mean, it would have hurt something if like they were ripping the cover off the ball, no?
Yeah, I guess. You really think so?
Oh, he is playing. What is he hitting? 214?
214 right now.
They're hitting 243 last year. And then what do we got for Drew Gilbert? You having trouble with the keyboard?
I mean, it's not.
It won't type?
It's not. His name's not coming up. It's weird.
$240.
At $240.
What are you doing?
I mean, those are great numbers for the majors.
I mean, nothing's popping, Tony. That's the problem.
No, yeah, but I mean, I guess they're super young. So I mean, you have a few years. You know,
I mean, isn't Acuna older than Ronald or no?
No, he's a younger brother.
I think he's like kind of older though. He's probably like 24. Already.
No, I thought he was like 20.
Go back to that. Damn. Barnes is right. Tony is wrong. Who do you think said that? Michael Butka?
No, probably Michael Theophil. It's 22.
22. Okay. Just saying. There's some stuff to prove. And then we got Kev too.
Says let's go, dude. We want the smoke. Rangers win.
Are you really kidding with like the
let's
fucking
go,
now
fucking
the pouting?
Knicks,
like it's been a great New York sports day, and you just don't want to answer for Gary Cohen and Steve Cohen. I don't know what you want.
First of all, like there's nothing wrong with Gary Cohen. Like you're off your rocker with that one. Like you're way far gone. Far gone. Like there's no nasal. Your impersonation is literally brutal, dude.
So
it's
how would you
amazing,
describe
dude.
his voice then? Besides a Michael Butka iconic, how would you describe it?
I mean, yeah, he's got a deep, you know, he's a little
deep?
guy. Does he not have a deep voice? It's not high pitched.
But I just feel like it's like, I don't know. I just, when I think of him,
but it's not like this.
No, I don't know. Alonso. I feel like he kind of sounds like that.
Well, I mean, you gotta get your ears checked, dude. You should probably go to that doctor, the ears, throat, and nose doctor, dude.
Oh, my God. You know who's actually really good is, and I was talking about this with Corey last night, is Joe Girardi on the broadcast.
Dude, he always has been great.
Like, unbelievable. Like, just a baseball savant, Tony.
Phillies, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think that a lot of that was Harper. Honestly, Harper doesn't want to be told.
I know.
Remember,
no, you're probably
that's a
right.
clown question, bro.
But it's just tough, like when they make the World Series. You know.
What about Josh B though? He says my impression is spot
on. Well, I think Kev Duke can answer that one. Barnes, Yankee boy.
But he's not denying the Gary Cohen.
No, that is the deny, dude. That's what he's saying.
No,
he's saying that your take is so outrageous. Like literally, like this broadcast team is one of the most critically acclaimed broadcast teams around any sport ever. Like people
admit, like,
vote.
But Keith, like, he's not even paying attention, Tony.
Yeah, I'm sure he's what do you mean? Of course he's paying attention, dude.
I see it on your face, though. You know that he's like, just like his head's in the sky.
There are times that is just like anyone else, dude. Just like any other broadcaster, they make mistakes. But Keith makes mistakes gracefully, and he's freaking hilarious. And he does great with Cohen, and you gotta love Ron Darling. And Gallups has been doing a pretty solid job, and in the stands and stuff like that. So, like, what's the problem, dude?
I'll give you Ronnie, but that's all I'm giving you.
It's all right, dude. The whole world is against you, dude.
No way.
Yes, it is, dude.
What about Michael Vodka?
Imagine if you met Gary Cohen. Hopefully, you don't drink a bunch of espresso martinis before you meet Gary Cohen.
Yo, but could you seriously imagine? And then there was a video of it. Tony just had the broadcast of the Mets
to hold on to for anything that wins there, so he backs them hard. Well, thank you for admitting that they win, because they do win, because they're the best broadcast team, and there's really no question there. Like, there really isn't. Like, it's bar none, dude. Like, not even coming close is anyone else.
Just talking about it. Wow, and Josh B says Keith is mid.
But he's laughing about it. He's having a good time. He knows deep down Keith is the fucking man, dude. Yes, he is, dude. He really is, dude.
Michael Bucket says, I think Gary Cohen's spot is in the Keys. Is that true? Is he from Florida, Tony?
I'm actually, no, he's not from Florida. He grew up in New York City.
He grew up in New York City.
Yeah.
You never know from that, whatever you want to call it, accent. Come on, he doesn't have a New York accent. Like, let's be real. He doesn't.
I mean, I guess if that's what you want to say. I mean, he's from New York.
Is he? Are you sure he's from New York?
Maybe he was born in Florida, but I know he grew up in the city. Gary Cohen. I mean, he talks about it all the time. Gary Cohen? Yeah. Queens. Again, Nate, like
that picture right there just describes his tone. I swear to God. Oh my God. You know who he kind of looks like too? Just a little bit because of like the baldness, the head shape. The guy from Breaking Bad.
Oh, Hank?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. A thinner
version
of Hank.
Yeah.
Not that Hank is like really big or anything, but I think Gary Cohen's a little skinnier. But that's just what it reminds me of. Show the photo. Michael wants show the photo.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Sounds like
I'm not gonna, dude.
Sounds like a defense mechanism.
That's fine, dude. I'll defend my broadcaster. Unlike you throw Michael under the bus.
No, I've always said Michael K. Yeah, I'm great with the Yankees. I just don't like his radio show because he's whining. He's talking about people's wives. How many times we have to talk about it?
Oh God, he's so disgusting. Pervert.
A pig, but then he always
pervert,
says,
dude.
Oh no! I would never talk about Jody like that.
Yeah,
like, but you're fine talking to everybody else about it, Michael. How about Michael Podcast does a Tony?
Come on, buddy. Well, that's it, dude. I mean, this is the guy. This is the thing you want to set up. This is it, dude.
Wait, what do you mean the thing I want to set up?
This is it. This is the show. This is what you want to do.
No, you know what I want to do right now is a full-on abbreviated baseball frenzy.
We have a ton of games on this hump day, dude. Let's freaking go early and often. We're starting at noon 35 today in Pittsburgh for your first game if you're interested, but there's a ton more, and I'll get the games started here. We're going to go to St. Louis, 1:15, the quick turnaround. All the naysayers over there at Busch Stadium in Bridgeport, doesn't matter where you are, they're going to be crying as the Mets come in here. Quintana, we saw a glimpse of 8 innings, phenomenal pitching 2 starts ago. I think we're going to see it again here tonight, rising to the occasion. Arenado sucks. Goldschmidt sucks, dude. All right, Contreras, by the way, left the game with a fractured forearm or elbow, got hit on the backswing. It was catcher's interference. Idiot. He was their hottest batter on the team right now as of yesterday, too, so he won't be playing. Don't even know who their backup catcher is. Doesn't matter. Because you're going to see your top 5 in the lineup here, absolutely dominant. I'm talking Nimmo, Marte, Lindor, Alonso. Probably throw in JD Martinez, getting another shot at the DH position here. Doesn't matter. They're all going 3 for 4, 3 for 5. Doesn't even matter, dude. Michael, Brian crying together, holding each other, losing a shell. Doesn't matter where. Let's go. Cohen announces himself a hell of a game. Over, under, doesn't matter. Mets score 10 today. Give me Mets and the over, Brian. What do you have for Michael Yankee Boy K?
The Yankees actually scored 10 of themselves yesterday. And, honestly, when you're going up against Spencer Arrighetti, you're expecting more of the same today. I think this time, Judge and Soto leave the building. Join in on the fun. I think Carlos Rodon gives us 6 innings, 2 runs, 8 strikeouts, and I think the Yankees double digits again. Victors here 10-4 over the Houston Astros. So the Yankees and the over.
All right, next up here for me, George Kirby, dude. Kind of don't want him, I don't think, dude. I guess I'll take the D-backs, dude. Why not? Jordan Montgomery, who obviously, has had one good start, really, and then kind of tapered off. I think due for a bounce back against our old buddy Graham Ashcraft and the Cincinnati Reds here. Over-under is 8.5. Second game of this 3-game set here. Diamondbacks won yesterday 6-2, just hitting the under. And like we said, I expect Monty to have somewhat of a bounce-back start. His last one got in some trouble against the Dodgers. Gave up 6 earned runs, dude. But went 7 against the Cardinals. So I think this is where maybe more puts him there. So give me Monty. Give me 6 2/3, 2 earned runs. Diamondbacks go off. Ketel Marte, 2 dingers. Christian Walker, 3 for 4 with 3 ribbies. Diamondbacks win. I'll say 5-3. Just getting that under again, dude. Your next game, Brian.
Wow, next game, second game, Tony. I'm going to go with the Pirates. I mean, I think the Angels, the free fall continues here. Martin Perez on the hill, the veteran left-hander for Pittsburgh. Solid in the early going with a 3.15 ERA. So give me the Pirates. Give me the under. I think Perez, 7 scoreless as Pittsburgh wins this game by a score of 5-0. And I apologize, Tony. What did you have for the game before?
Diamondbacks and the under.
Gotcha. Come on.
All right, next game here. Last game for Tony. Philadelphia Phillies absolutely on fire, dude. A 5-game win streak right now. Torched Toronto 10-1 in their first game of just a 2-game set here. So looking for the 2-game sweep here as Aaron Nola, who's had a great year so far, 3.32 ERA, 4-1 because their offense has been killing it. Obviously, Phillies at this point, 26-11, first in the NL East, having a start to the year that people were expecting them to have last year. But obviously, you'll take it when you can get it here. Chris Bassett on the mound for the Blue Jays, getting popped. 5.45 ERA, the former Met great. Obviously, I would still root for him, but I do think Phillies win this one. Over under 8.5. Obviously, the Phillies could score 10 again. Aaron Nola gives up 3, Chris Bassett gives up 5. The bullpen gives up some more. Phillies win this one. I'll say 7-4. Phillies and the over, Brian.
So that would set up the proverbial next game, final game, Tony. And looking at this slate here, hard for me not to go with the Padres to bounce back. Tough loss yesterday to the Cubs, 3-2. They have their ace, Dylan Cease, on the mound today. Going up against former Yankee farmhand Hayden Wesneski. And I think Wesneski, with a Jeremy Schaap-like 0.54 ERA here, is due to get popped. And I think Luis Ariz is going to go 4 for 5 with 4 RBIs as the Padres, double up the Cubs here. We're going to say 6-3. So the Padres and the over. And just like that, that is your abbreviated, full-on baseball frenzy. So what promises to be another riveting night of Major League Baseball time.
Check your fantasy teams. It's an early baseball day.
Yeah, a lot of early games. And one thing we could do before we get to the golf, if we could just update yesterday.
Yes, sure. Let's do that.
Let me know.
I'm ready for baseball.
All right. Mets in the under.
1-1.
Rays in the over.
Ooh, Rays in the over, huh? 2-2.
Royals in the under.
2-4.
And then Rangers under, Avalanche over. So that's a 2-2 spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or no, 3-1.
No,
spot.
3-1.
3-1, and then you were
so that's
4
and 5.
4 and 5. Okay, so that'll put you at 27 and 14.
Yes, sir.
So we'll just update that really quick. 27 and 14. All right, and then my picks here. I had the Yankees and the under, which 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Braves in the over.
Braves and the over 2-2.
And then the Padres in the over, which would be 2-4.
Wow.
Rangers in the under would be 3-5,
Mm-hmm.
but then Avalanche in the over would be 5-5.
Okay.
So just like that, 5-5. So 24 and 18.
Wait, so what was I? I was 5 and
No, you
5.
Were you? Wait, hold on. Let me just put this in first. 25 and 14. Or is it 25? Yeah. No, 24 and 24 and 17. What it is, so I don't want to hear it. 24 and 17. Obviously, 41 picks there. And you are 27 and 14. So yeah, you're up 3 games. What's the question, Tony? Do you have a question?
No, I don't have a question, dude. Just making sure.
Just making sure. Gotcha. And a couple more. The Michaels coming at it.
Tony's delusional today. Michael Butler says, Michael, and he goes, Barnes, what are your thoughts on those palm trees in Southern California?
Unbelievable, Michael. Right, Tony, or no?
Never seen them.
But I'm saying in pictures.
Oh, yeah, they look very nice.
Very, very nice. Just like what we're going to see in Charlotte, North Carolina, starting tomorrow, Tony, the Wells Fargo Championship, an elevated event here. So all the big names in the field, and Wyndham Clark, your defending champion, 19 under par last year. And scores for this have been all over the place. He won at 19 under last year. But then Max Homa won at 8 under the year before, his second Wells Fargo. How about Rory McIlroy back in 2021? Won his third Wells Fargo championship at 10 under par. Nothing in 2020. Homa 2019, 15 under, his first Wells Fargo. Jason Day at 12 under in 2018. Brian Harmon at 10 under in 2017. James Hahn 9 under in 2016. And then 2015, Rory won at 21 under par, a dominant 7-shot victory. Something that we would see out of Tiger back in the day. So Rory, of course, has some, history at this course, which plays 7,538 yards, a par 71. And this tournament has been around since 2003. And I think it's after next season, the sponsorship runs out. So it's going to be called something different. But I just wanted to see on here too, the PGA Tour, or actually, I could just do by the World Golf, but I'm sure, being that it's the signature event, that we will have the full allotment, Tony, of golfers in this field, the big prize, the $20 million.
20 million, huh?
Yeah. So just pulling up the field here in terms of official world golf rank. So no Scotty, which is interesting.
Yeah, I was looking for Scotty. I guess no Scotty, baby.
Has to be. Google it.
10 days left. Scotty's future thrown into disarray by new report. What? It's his family at the Augusta National Golf Club. The golfer revealed they would gladly leave the event. Urgent phone call his family. What is it about? Are you serious? Did they really like this is the pregnancy?
I just don't get it.
Bumped into Scott and Diane Scheffler out watching Tom Kim at the CJ Cup. How cool is that? Confirmed, no baby yet. Daughter Callie is also on the clock. Exciting times for the Schefflers. Interesting. This is just an absolute bullshit article.
Yeah. I hate when
like clickbait. Like hey, whoever Kambi Huda Imran is who wrote this article, quit your job, dude.
Yeah, I mean, not cool. Not cool.
As of 21 hours ago, courtesy of the Post, a more reputable organization here, still awaiting on the baby.
Okay.
And it seems like that he just, everything alludes to him just waiting for the PGA. So maybe it was just already known that he wasn't going to be here.
Yeah, he might have already decided that he wasn't going to play this tournament. I just want to see something. So there's a couple other guys missing in the top 10. Okay, so Aubert not playing this tournament as well, which is odd. But anyway, you got Rory, Wyndham Clark, obviously last year's winner, Xander, Victor Hovland, Patrick Cantlay, Brian Harmon, Max Homa, Tommy Fleetwood, Sahith Theegala, Colin Morikawa, Matthew Fitzpatrick, Hideki Matsuyama, Cam Young, Russell Henley, Keegan Bradley, Matthew Pavone, Jordan Spieth, Chris Kirk, Tom Kim, Jason Day. So basically, Tony, your who's who, obviously, like we said, a couple guys missing here and some guys really looking to, turn their seasons around. I mean, I think, you think about Rory, you think about Wyndham Clark, really Victor Hovland and Patrick Cantlay as well as Jordan Spieth, very shockingly missing the cut in his home state of Texas last week. So a lot of guys are due. We've seen a lot of surprise winners on tour mixed in with some legends as well, Tony. So what do you think about this tournament?
In terms of who's gonna win, dude, you can see that right on your screen right now. I've been eyeing Victor Hovland. You said it. Someone who's been due, someone whose name we really haven't said, and someone who obviously was finished his year last year in the tour pretty strong. And a 26-year-old from Norway, he has 6 career wins right now. But this season has not finished, only finished within the top 20 once at the Genesis. Was cut from the Masters after shooting an 81 in round 2. So definitely has been working on some things, though, from the research that I've looked at. So I don't know, man. I think given the pool of players here, I guess inconsistency in terms of like where the scoring even is. Like you said, it was minus 19 under what last year before that was like 8 under or 9 under or something like that.
Yeah, all over the place. Maybe weather has something to do with it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Wind
perhaps. But I think Hovland can come out here if he dials it in, emulates himself from last year. He can definitely get the dub. And I'm going to say he will get the dub. And I say he's going to be winning with 13 under par. 13 under par. Victor Hovland is your guy, dude.
Who's your sleeper?
That's such a great question. I saw Seamus Power again, but never again, dude, with him. If I had to go down, I saw Gary Woodland, actually, I think, down here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go with the Woodman. Why not, dude?
Okay, so Gary
Woodland, dude. Watch out for him.
And for me, I'm gonna say Rory wins his 4th. I just think a tournament like this, yes, I know it's a signature event, but at the same time, I just feel like it's it's not a major. And it seems like those are the type of tournaments he's won. This is a course he's comfortable with, obviously winning 3 times. So I think he does well here, wins, and then goes to Valhalla next week and misses the cut. I honestly would not be surprised if that's what we get. And then as a sleeper, give me Ashke Bahadia. He had a win, a few weeks back before the Masters. And I could see him definitely being in contention here. The very up and down young phenom. Definitely I could see him being in contention. So definitely excited to check out this golf tournament. And I wanted to see too. So let's see what we got for the TV coverage this week. So golf.com, very reputable source, unlike that article you had pulled up before, Tony.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, the first thing on Google too. Like, what the fuck would they pay mad money for that?
2 to 6 on golf tomorrow, 2 to 6 on golf on Friday, 1 to 3 on golf Saturday, 3 to 6 on CBS, and then Sunday same thing, 1 to 3, 3 to 6 on CBS. So Jimmy Nantz back in full force, and then the PGA Tour live coverage as well as Paramount Plus and Peacock also giving some feature group coverage. And then, like we had mentioned too, we do have the first PGA Tour event in Myrtle Beach. Obviously comes in the form of an alternate event this week, but you do have Joel Damon in the field over there. So we know Domac is going to be riled to see if Joel can pull it off. And I honestly am riled to just kind of get just some shots of that tournament, because it's cool that I've seen the course before and they'd never had a tournament there. Obviously, a little different being an alternate field event. But I like that they get an opportunity to host an event,
Yeah, dude, that is sick. And it's cool. Carolina's dope,
Yeah.
Looks gorgeous, the course. Like, let's freaking go, dude. Big purse.
And it looks like Golf Channel is going to be covering this tournament as well. I'm sure some tape delays will be involved, but nevertheless, the Dunes Golf and Beach Club, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina,
80 and sunny.
And then go to field on that. I forgot. I looked this up the other day, and then sorted by OWGR, down to the right, down to the right, up. See how it says
down to the right.
OWGR. Oh. Yeah, just sorted by that. Oh, no, that's the Wells Fargo. Oh, go to the Myrtle Beach. See how on the top 1 to 2 tournaments? You're right there. It's right below Wells Fargo. See how it says 1 to 2 tournaments below, right? And then sort that, go to field. And then, So Ryan Fox, Aaron Van Ruin, Thorin Olsen, Bo Hostler, Tony, Robert McIntyre. Some names.
McIntyre is, wow, high up there. Huh?
Where do they rank Joel? Did he drop out? No. Okay, so he's 169. Jeez, remember when the first season of Full Swing and he said somebody's got to be the 89th ranked?
Yeah.
His ranking's doubled. Yeah. So, that's kind of not great, Tony.
I would say not at all.
Puncher's chance in Myrtle Beach this week, or
why not? Right? He's got it. He's been there.
I think the winner gets probably like 600,000 this tournament. Obviously, like the Wells Fargo, you're getting 3.5-4 million.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think these guys get up for these alternates at all? Like, is this maybe just because there's never been a tournament here? And then these are guys fighting their way back to try to qualify for future.
Yeah, I think so. There's juice for them. Like you said, they're fighting their way back. So yeah, they're riled.
And Michael Bucket getting riled for Nance, but since South Carolina is weird. Did it win a contest? Is the weirdest state in the country?
I don't know, dude. I've been there. It's not that weird, I guess.
I've literally been there 16 times.
You're in the South, but that's about it.
You should go 2 weeks at a clip, Michael.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long time for 13 years in a row.
That's pretty crazy.
Driving, Tony.
2 weeks, dude.
Me in the middle.
Couldn't imagine.
But yeah, so here we are coming off a great night of New York sports last night. And how could I forget, just quickly, Tony, we mentioned the Knicks. I asked Michael for his prediction before, Bucka, that is. Do they go up 2-0?
Michael Theophil would say no, but I say yes, dude.
Yeah.
Although no Robinson's kind of tough, dude.
Yeah, but Jalen 50.
Probably.
Is it tight? Is it similar to last game?
No, honestly, I don't think so. I think it's dominant victory. Knicks, dude, dominating the Pacers. It's like they're like, hey man, we're no joke.
They're thinking Celtics already, but you got to be careful with that.
Can't be doing that, dude.
But that's going to be a task. That should be a series, nevertheless.
Honestly, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I know that was just a quick mention. Everybody's riled up, our fellow Knick fans. But Tony is 3 victories away for some juice for the Knicks.
That is correct, dude.
Do you think Domac's riled about the 25-point victory for the Celtics, or you think it's that's how it should be? It's the Cavs.
Yeah, he probably is. At the same time, he is riled though, because he's like, dude, this is what I've been talking about. I don't know why everyone's one loss against Miami. It's ridiculous. That's probably what he's gonna be saying. This is what should be. This is what's gonna be happening. All right.
Yeah. It was so funny. On the train yesterday, and I think actually with everybody, somehow we got into the hat.
Oh, really?
Everybody was what is that guy serious?
That's so funny, dude.
And I was like, well, the future generations, Tony.
Yeah, it's a shame.
They just don't get it, you know. But I think if you had to like rewrite history, like you wouldn't wear any more Yankee stuff, honestly. Going forward,
dude, I really like if I'm gonna go to a game, like I'd root for a team, and especially like if it's someone who's not even in the same league as me, and they're part of the same city. Like, why wouldn't I? Like, why wouldn't I? Like, I still think it's ridiculous. What Domac did, I think, is not right.
You know what it might be? But I guess actually, Domac's a Yankee fan, but I don't know.
Like, am I gonna go to a Phillies game wear a Phillies jersey? Am I gonna go to a Braves game wear a Braves jersey? You know, like I'm not doing that.
But Riley said it's not if you don't go to the game and you're just wearing on the show, it's different. Because that makes a difference, Riley. I mean, come on, that does. Not make
at the end of the day,
like
I don't own any other team's gear that I don't
yeah,
especially for baseball. Like I guess I have an Astros Greinke jersey, but again, that doesn't matter. Like Astros aren't a rival to the Mets, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I think you have to be like dialed in Yankees to understand. I think honestly, I think that's a big part of it. In all seriousness,
so Domac isn't.
I mean, if he's wearing Mets hats,
yeah, it's tough. If he's buying it at the stadium.
I believe he went to a Mets game before a Yankee game this year, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yeah, that's correct.
But actually, I technically did that, but that wasn't by choice, just because the Yankees opened up on the road. But
I mean, you could have chosen not to go.
Oh, man. But yeah, that is good stuff. And once again, I would like to thank everybody for tuning in, continuing to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume, the merch at downtimetv.com. We want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games. Let's go Yankees. And we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.